Is it more exciting? So even in villain characters or negative characters or whatever you want to call them, the antagonists, anti-heroes, sometimes you have flat characters. They're just there. They're a foil for the central character to play off. But sometimes they're layered, they're exciting, they have their own motivations, they have their own dark, deep, intrinsic moments in the film. Those are the characters I like to pick, because those I feel you can actually, in a strange way, even connect with the audience, and you can have them feel for you or look from your perspective, and that is a victory. If I told you the story of Ramayana, I suddenly made you feel for a moment that, I can see why Raavan did this. I can see why Raavan reacted this way. If I make you feel that, as an actor, that's my victory. I've had many moments of good over evil, and that's why I believe in it so much. Whatever you do in life, your karma should be good. Now I'm celebrated as this guy who's in the South, they call me Tsunami Hero. I've won so many bravery awards and accolades for what I did during the tsunami. But when I first started, I remember I was written off as this guy who's desperate for publicity and Vivek has gone down. I'm living in a disaster zone. People are being rescued, people are dying of all kinds of outbreaks, diseases are happening everywhere. There's no place to stay. I'm living in a tent pitched on a beach with no toilet. But it was so easy to dismiss that effort or that sincerity as some cheap publicity act. And forget about making it personal about me. I had gone there for a cause that was larger. It was more important. I couldn't see the pain of these people that had in one day lost everything. And for me to rebuild that, it meant a lot. But the minute they dismissed me, and I was the face of that project at that time, raising funds, every piece of negative publicity shut doors for me, stopped the funds from flowing in. And it was funny, when you say good over evil, I kept going. I was very close to giving up, but I said, no, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. Randomly, there was one article in the New York Times that mentioned me by name and mentioned the work I was doing. And suddenly, Indian doors that had shut, international doors opened up. And people were giving more wholeheartedly. And then suddenly, strangely enough, after an international organization with credibility wrote about me and gave me credibility, not because of the work I did, because I got an endorsement from somewhere, I suddenly got credibility in my own country, where the media suddenly turned around and started saying, "Arey, what good work you're doing." And then suddenly the awards flowed and the recognition flowed. So you can look at that as good over evil, or you can look at that as resoluteness. When you're looking up the face of adversity, if you look it in the eye and keep moving ahead, I think objects, barriers, they start to fall apart and move out of your way. I met this gentleman who was, from his face he was European. He was wearing a dhoti kurta, he had a choti, and I, of course, dismissed him off as some Hare Krishna. And then he said that, "Vivek Bhaiya, I need your help." He said, "These little girls and they're about to be sold and we know that they're there." And I got into my cavalcade of cars and bouncers and everything over there, and there was this tin shed. Inside, I found 32 girls. I said, "What can we do with these girls? How do we get them out of this?" And I started Project Devi, which was Development and Empowerment of Vrindavan Girls Initiative. When I realized that we've saved 2,000 such girls. We have 4 schools now, 3 operational, 4th being built. 44 of our girls made it to college in the first batch. And the first batch of girls who graduated out of the college are now either doing further studies or getting jobs and economically empowering themselves. That is a tremendous sense of purpose and satisfaction in my life. And if there was that one evil that I would stand against, it's the abuse, sexual exploitation of children. When someone asks me, "Do you believe in equality between men and women?" I say no. I don't believe in equality. I believe women are superior. My hero in my real life is my mom. My father is my inspiration as an actor, but my mom is my inspiration. She's my hero. I think there's no nasha like the nasha of love. Nashe Si Chad Gayi Hoye is one of my favorites. It's written by a friend of mine. Not many people know this. Jaideep Sahni's written the song, and he's the guy who wrote Company, my first film. I think he's written brilliant lyrics, and this goes out to all you guys and girls. Nasha karna hai to pyar ka nasha karo.